Our first guest tonight is the do-it-yourself spirit itself. It's a band that when they thought about recording their new album, they didn't even think about talking with a record label and just decided to do it themselves. First guest tonight on Berlin After Dark, Manono.
Turning a blind eye.
Here.
You say you wanna get away now, and you don't mind what he.
Well, guys, it's a pleasure to have you, and we're looking forward to hearing a little bit about this new album that you guys have been producing. Let's start at the obvious beginning. How did Manono come around, and how did this all start?
Thank you. We're happy to be here. It all started when me, Em, and Vlad met at Factory Berlin at a jam session. But basically our backgrounds are all very different. I'm from Slovenia, Vlad's from Barcelona, and we have a Swedish drummer and an Italian bassist.
Okay.
So Berlin was like a nice juncture for all of us to meet and create this band together.
Which is something that we hear a lot about, people from all sides of the world meeting in Berlin and doing something amazing.
This is the place.
Yeah, it is the place. Because you guys want to give a really big step forward in quality. You didn't want to take the slow ladder, you really wanted to record it with all the tools available.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And it ended up being a crowdfunding. But what other ideas did you have to finance this album before the crowdfunding idea?
So they were again the idea of again doing super like cost zero as we did the first one, but we all agreed that was not enough, and we got in contact with some students from Funkhouse, which actually were very helpful, and we managed to get some demo with them, and was good, but was a lot of effort, a lot of time wasted as well. So we saw that for a full album that was not like feasible.
Yeah.
So we had to go in a proper studio with a producer that knew what he was doing.
It would just take too long and you guys weren't willing to wait.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And that's when you guys started to brew the idea of having a crowdfunding to finance the...
Yeah, and I mean, it's also right. Just want to go back to the other topics that you got three things basically, and you got time, quality, and money, right? And you can kind of compromise on one of them.
Yeah.
And have the other two, but you can't compromise on two of it, right? So that's just the way it is. So, you know, we go to the students and we compromise on the money and possibly also on time, you know, and the quality is not good. Or we compromise at least money. If you put in time and money, then quality is going to be good when it comes out, you know?
Exactly. Yeah. And you already had a very strong connection with the audience. You always made a very active effort of having a direct connection with your audience. And that ended up helping to create a snowball effect where your audience members that were already paying told their friends about the cool project. And that helped it grow a little bit faster than just on a direct level.
Yeah, I don't really have any friends, so Petra, you take this one.
Right. So after we said, okay, we're doing Gold Watch, we need the money, we need to raise it, we're not going to go with the record label because that's going to take away the freedom. That's when we really started seeing it as, okay, how do we raise this money? And are we willing to contact all of our friends, all of our fans, all of our family members, and ask for the support? And we had to go through a lot of self-searching to come to a point where we were like, okay, we're doing this, we're asking for this, we're not begging for money, but we are actually pre-selling our product, which was the record, and it's gonna be amazing because we know it, because we're gonna invest so much into it, not time,
you're
but
bringing
money.
your A game, and when you bring your A game, there's no chance of anything but an amazing product.
And there's no shame in going after it 100% and telling everybody, oh my God, I'm doing this something really good.
Yeah.
Would you support me? If not with the money, would you please share the information? Because that's turned out to be just as much valuable.
And I think artists have this problem at the point of when they need to ask money for their production, that it feels like begging, but it shouldn't be, you know? You should be confident of your artistic output enough to say, okay, this is worth so much? May it be selling a painting or asking for money to finance a album like you guys did?
So basically, we had to contact everybody that we knew, right?
Yeah.
That was the starting point of the campaign. We had it clear that we had to exhaust every single person on our contact list on the planet and beyond that. So yeah, given that we had network connections in common and friends in common, we just didn't want to overlap that communication and
Not spam anybody 3 times, you know?
Yeah, that's right. So it's something that we really cared about, not to overspam people when contacting them through.
And to keep it genuine, because at the end of the day, you know, you're not a mass marketing campaign. You're a personalized project, you know, where it is only valuable if you can really generate an emotional connection with the people that are backing you up, you know? And now that the campaign was successful, you guys been busy recording. What's up next? What's coming next?
So we're going to be releasing a new album soon called Liquid Society. And it's going to be a professional produced album. That's obviously why we did the crowdfunding. We had the support of working with artists to do the design cover as well as the recording, and it's gonna be it's gonna be there for you really soon, and released on vinyl, on CD, and on all digital formats.
That sounded rehearsed, man. Did you rehearse that?
Well, you got to know your sales pitch, you know?
Yeah.
So,
That's the other tip that I have.
well, guys, thanks a lot for joining us. Manono, interviewed for Berlin After Dark, and they're also our music.